Alright, I'm pulling the weed witch away from her important veggie planting so that she can tell you guys all about this other little project we're doing at the same time. As we do that, we're kind of running back and forth.
All right, we have some over here.
Well,
We were given some mushroom blocks, some spent mushroom blocks. Some of these are shiitake, and we don't really know what the rest are. We'll have to ask our friend from Torch River. And so what we're doing is just burying them in the garden. And I wanted to put them next to every tree and definitely along the rows. So we're going to have the larger cannabis. And yeah, we're just like burying all the way down into here. And just covering them all up.
show me that mushroom block.
Yeah.
So this is a mushroom block. They grew mushrooms on it. It's still got a bunch of spores and mycelium all over it.
Tons of mycelium. So like the worms are gonna love this. It's just gonna spread out, and there was already mushrooms popping up on a lot of them.
And this is great soil
yeah,
building material. We
really
have friends who live near mushroom farms, are able to gather a lot of this material, and they break it up, they sift it, and this is a big part of their soil mixes. So
this is like one of our first times kind of playing with this, but I really like the idea of having that part of like our soil mix too. That's really great.
yeah, Michael from up in Eugene, Torch River Farm, our good buddy, he's been bringing these to our events, and he's going to be bringing a whole truckload of them to Regen Camp at Hugelkultur in April. So we're excited to have him come party with us. And if you get a chance, come join us and bring some of these home with you. He's been sending everybody home with a bunch of these. So here's another one in a bag. I've got a little pair of scissors here if you want to use them.
Yeah. I love this because it is going to build the soil at the same time, and it'll be fun to see what it does. So there's just so much mushrooms already popping up on them, and yeah, it's fun.
So we're just putting them at the base of these trees where it'll be a little shadier and a little cooler, with the hope that some mushrooms might grow up out of there. We're spreading them all over the garden. Here's one that has a bunch of mushrooms sprouting on it. There's a bunch of those beautiful mushrooms. You can see the size of these. They're gorgeous. So we're gonna plug these right in the ground, right under these trees. These are peach trees right here, and just work them right into the soil. So I've seen other people that took these home have made a little bed of wood chips a couple inches thick and broken this stuff up and layered it on top of the wood chips with another layer of wood chips on top of that, and they're keeping it in the shade and they're keeping it moist, and they're hoping to inoculate those piles of wood chips, and then 3 months later have hopefully you might have some fruiting, you might have some mushrooms, but you're definitely gonna have a bunch of inoculated chips that you can then spread all over your garden.
Oh yeah, right? You can totally do that. You see that? You can just keep that going with your chips, and then boom, you got a bunch of molds, good leaf mold and stuff too. This is also really great if you want to put in your fermented teas, like your JLFs. This would go right in there, and it would help it process faster. These is really great microorganisms to help do that and activate that process. I already put a couple of the mushrooms that fell off the blocks into ours.
Awesome.
And, yeah, I found that helps to break down the smell.
Yeah, it knocks the smell back a little
Really
bit on those
does.
stinky JLFs when you throw a little random mushroom in there. When we go out on walks in the forest, we'll bring some mushrooms home and throw a couple random ones in there.
Yeah.
One thing to mention, if you're going to be getting this stuff from a commercial facility, some facilities will spray pesticides on these mushrooms and on these blocks, so you've got to be aware of that, and make sure you're not getting something. They deal with a lot of these little white flies when they cultivate these indoors like these were. So find out how they're handling pests. Find out if these blocks are going to bring any pesticide into your garden or not. Hopefully they won't. But yeah, thank you again, Michael, and we hope we can keep getting these from you.
Yeah, we have a whole other garden to do, so hopefully
Yeah.
grab some more from.
We're going to get some more at Hugelkultur Regen Camp. And so these are your edible mushrooms, but we've also seen people growing psychedelic mushrooms outdoors in their ganja beds and in hoops. It's definitely possible. So it's all about working that mycelium into your soil, when you get it, growing it on those bigger patches of wood chips like we talked about. And we're going to get all these out of those bags and worked into our hugel beds here at Heal Thyself Gardens. We're just getting them all ready for the springtime. It's beginning of March right now. And
Marching into spring.
marching into spring. And hopefully we'll have some interesting mushroom flushes this year. You can see this is a fig tree, and this is going to get buried right on the north side of it, where it'll get a little more shade, stay a little cooler. Same thing over here, another tree right there.
Look at that. Bury that in here.
Yeah, serious mushrooms. All right, Weed Witch, thanks for showing us your mushroom blocks. I'm going to get back to burying these. Later.